He carried the box home, setting it on his desk as though its presence might summon courage or clarity. He searched online for locksmiths, debated whether he should force it open, but something inside him resisted. This wasn't just any box. It was a piece of his father's life, deliberately sealed. Breaking it felt like breaking trust. Still, curiosity gnawed at him. What could Edward have hidden for so long? Was it money? Letters? Documents? Or something darker? Something that explained the emotional distance Daniel had lived with all his life. Each night, Daniel sat before the box, staring, listening to the silence of the room. And each night, the questions grew heavier. He didn't know it yet, but the moment he opened that box, his understanding of his father and himself would change forever. 3 days passed before Daniel finally made the decision. The box had become more than just an object. It was a weight pressing against his thoughts, refusing to let him move forward. He found himself skipping meals, ignoring calls from friends, and waking in the middle of the night just to stare at it. As though the wood itself might whisper answers if he waited long enough. On the 4th morning, with rain pattering softly against the windows, Daniel picked up the phone and called a local locksmith. An older man arrived within the hour, his hands rough from decades of work, studied the box carefully. "This is old," the locksmith murmured, running his fingers along the lock. Not just a simple lock either. Whoever wanted this shut meant for it to stay that way. Daniel hesitated, his heart pounding. "Can you open it?" The locksmith nodded slowly. "I can, but once it's open, you can't go back." Those words struck Daniel harder than expected. He thought of his father's silence, of the distance that had marked their relationship. Was he ready to uncover whatever Edward had chosen to hide? After a moment, Daniel gave a firm nod. Minutes later, with a quiet click, the lock gave way. Daniel dismissed the locksmith with hurried thanks, then sat alone, staring at the box as though it might explode. Finally, with trembling hands, he lifted the lid. Inside, wrapped in faded cloth, were bundles of letters tied neatly with string. Beneath them lay photographs, black and white images of people Daniel didn't recognize, along with a small notebook, whose leather cover was worn thin,